KIIS FM's Homecoming.
102.7 KIIS FM.
Backstage Homecoming. Oh my God, Gwen Stefani, hello.
Hello.
You just told me we were talking like 2 secs before we go on the radio. You're like on fumes right now because of a European tour, and you're all just crazy screwed up, right?
We have been around the world. Kingston's been on over like 35 flights or something. So we just came in from Prague. We're in New York. We did this amazing charity, Keep a Child Alive, with Alicia Keys and Bono. And then now we're here. So we have like 5 more shows. I've done like 95 shows. So it's amazing.
Do you get, okay, I got a dumb question. I don't have a kid, but when you travel with the young baby, does he have a little baby passport, right?
He has a baby passport. He actually has 2 passports because he has his British passport because he's half English, and then he has his American passport. So
how awesome!
Yeah.
So he is, I don't know how old now.
He's almost 18 months.
And he's
been on tour since he's 9 months.
He's 18 months, and I can't hold a candle to his passport and how thick it must be, right?
He's been everywhere. And you know what was amazing is Gavin was with us a lot of the time as well. Not through the American tour, but through, like, we went to places like all over Australia, all over Asia, almost all of Europe together. So it's really, like, it's one of those lifetime memories. Not only just, being with the family, but the shows were ridiculous, like, incredible shows. So
I got a random question. I saw Gavin over there, and, you and Gavin spend a lot of time together because that's what married people do. How come you don't pick up some of his accent?
That would be really embarrassing if I did that. I would not do that.
I mean, I think you hang out with people, you get an accent, but I don't hear any. I hear the OC.
No. It's going to be interesting about Kingston because I guess it just depends where they go to school. But his nanny is South African, so he has this like South African nanny. He has his English daddy and then American me, and I don't know. We'll see what happens.
He's going to have an awesome, like, chicks are going to run to him, like, when you hear this crazy accent. All right, the concert, of course, is Homecoming. Curious, back in the OC days, when you lived here full-time, or I guess in the high school days, more specific, did you get a chance to go to Homecoming, or were you already performing?
Yeah, I went to all those things. I went to, after I graduated, I went to Anaheim's, like, Homecoming with Tony, so I got to, like, do an extra one when I was in college already.
Did you get, like, crowned, like, were you, like, the queen and he was the king?
No, I was super not that, but I always liked that stuff. My mom and I made a dress for my I think it was Homecoming, the big one. Is that the big one?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember, but
I guess prom might have been prom.
It was prom, okay. And I made the dress that Grace Kelly wore in Rear Window, and so
wow.
It's like these projects that I would do, and it's still the same exact thing. Like I'm still doing exactly what I did then, which is really fun, making clothes and making an excuse to make a new dress.
And will it be on the Lamb line soon?
I always liked that dress. I should put it in there somewhere.
Like some sort of Gwen twist to it. Yeah. Like I wore this back in the day at the prom, and now boom, you can have it for only $19.99. How you balancing the? I guess is the way to balance the family and the rock star life is just families just travel together. That's the only way, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were really lucky because Gavin was making his record, and then he just took the time out to come with us. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. His record comes out next year. I don't know what we'll do. I'm a little scared that, like, he took all those flights for me, like, that I'm going to, like, owe him or something. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. Right now I'm just so kind of fulfilled doing the tour. I feel really scared, like, to stop touring because it's always really frightening. And also, it's a really weird time in my life. Like, it's the end of a huge chapter, doing these 2 records, and I'm about ready to go back in with No Doubt. And so it's a big transition for me, and I just feel kind of a little bit all over the place, really bittersweet about the whole thing because the shows were just so incredible. I mean, it's so inspiring. But I've never had anything in my life where I just walked away from it. Like this is like I don't really think I'll be doing these songs live ever again. Really, I can't picture. I'm going to do a No Doubt record that will take a few years, and I don't know. So it's interesting the way I feel about it.
Well, wouldn't this have the same sort of feel as you left? You paused No Doubt, did your Gwen thing. Wouldn't it be a similar thing?
No.
You paused the Gwen to No Doubt and
no, because I always was never gonna not go back to No Doubt. That was just it was a pause. It was never like gonna be the end. And this is definitely like, I was never gonna do more than one record, and I was never gonna tour it, but I ended up touring it and doing another one. So I feel completed on it, though. It was an amazing experience for me. I got to like explore a lot of different sides of myself that I never really did with No Doubt. Like a lot more of a theatrical show and dancing and costume changes and things like that. So, but now I feel very like excited about going back to that, my band. It's like that's something that you just can't, like, the history we have together and the chemistry we have together. It's something you just can't. You can't buy it. I mean, it's something that you have to put the time in to get. And when we got together and we did the Irvine shows, and they came on stage for the encore,
right?
And it was just this amazing moment. So I'm looking forward to it again.
I was in the studio at KIIS FM in Burbank, obviously, when that was going down, and we knew of the rehearsal. We knew that no doubt.
Yeah.
But they were told, like, JoJo, here's what's going on. So get ready to comment on it after you guys hit the stage, because we were told we didn't want anything to leak, but. It was so exciting to hear the fact that I knew something like crazy. No Doubt and Gwen, bam.
I mean, honestly, it was the weirdest thing because it felt like the audience turned into a different audience as soon as we hit the stage. It was like it went from exciting to like this electric excitement. It was really magic, and it's going to be fun to go back in with them as well as a writer, because after doing this experiment writing with all these different amazing people, and I just saw Timbaland right now, who I went in the studio with him, had a really like post-baby hormonal breakdown, and I left the studio crying.
Really?
Yeah, and I just saw him again right now, and I was like, I said to him that he traumatized me for life, and he's like, no, we gotta still work together, but the idea of being back in the studio with my band, where it's like the comfort level is just, it's like my brothers,
Right.
I'm excited about that, and I'm also excited to like creatively be the force that I am in a No Doubt situation, as opposed to like going in with like Pharrell, where I don't know, it's like we lean on each other. It's just a whole different thing.
So when you go back in with No Doubt, you would not bring in a producer such as a Pharrell or a Tim or Paul
Well, I'm
Gadon
talking about
or Will.
songwriting. I mean, definitely. I mean, it's really weird because in dance music, producer songwriter sort of is the same thing. They usually do all of it. With No Doubt, like, we'll write the songs and then we bring in a producer, and that's always how it kind of is in rock, So I don't really know about who's going to produce a record, or I don't know what the sound's going to be. It's all, they've been in the studio. They're doing tons of like pre-production and stuff for me, so they're ready to go. They're ready to just get back in there, and I think I'm going to just come back and get a little bit of recharge because I feel a little tired, and then I'm sure before I know it, I'll be in the studio again. But I'm scared. I always am scared to write.
I don't see why you'd be scared. You've been doing this for a minute, and
this
is
scary.
like this is.
You don't ever know if you're going to be able to write something.
Come on.
Like, what am I going to write about?
You guys, that's Gwen Stefani. We're talking about, well, of course, solo and upcoming No Doubt projects, and if you do have a writer's block, it'll be my final question for this particular break, but if you do have a writer's block, is there a Gwen Stefani, a trick you fall back on? Like, I drink, so-and-so tea, and I bang my head with this particular stick, or just
no,
wait it out?
It's always about just keeping it moving, like move, if wherever I am, like move on to the next thing, but I don't know. I think songwriting is just magic, and it's kind of out of your hands anyways. It seems like this, especially amazing songs, they just like to me they just kind of happen, and then you look at them and you go, wait, how did that happen? It's like magic. So
accidental songs,
it's all
are
a
great,
series of
right?
accidents. Yeah.
Wow. All right, you guys, that's Gwen Stefani. Obviously, she's about to make her way to the dressing room, kind of recharge. Just so you know, Timbaland's in the dressing room, right to your right.
I saw that. We already had our little powwow about everything. He looks amazing.
He's a little sick, but he's freaking just
How the hell
thick.
did he get his body like that?
I know.
It's insanity. It's so inspiring. I'm like, anyways.
Yeah. If you guys, I went to go hug Tim because he was being interviewed by my boy Jesse earlier. So I jumped in because we're pretty tight, and I go jump on him, and when I jumped on him, I almost just bounced back off him.
Yeah.
Like, pow!
It's like a rock.
It's crazy. You guys, once again, it's JoJo on the radio, Gwen Stefani, Backstage Homecoming. Back in a sec. Let's roll into some Gwen. It's 102.7 KIIS FM.
KIIS FM's Homecoming.
102.7 KIIS FM.